Hi, Jianggan.
Hey Nanette, how are you?
Hey, I'm good actually. Like it's been a while since we haven't had this conversation. I just want to
Yeah,
ask you, like this few days, like if you see the Hong Kong tech stock market, they are going like crazy, And then do you know what happened there? Like what happened to the Hong Kong stock, especially tech stock market? Because I heard that there's like this massive amount of Chinese money from China, and then like they are flown to the Hong Kong stock market. Can you explain more what happened here?
sure. It's very interesting since the new year that Hang Seng Index and Hong Kong stock market in general has been rising, and you can see clearly from this chart. So there's this very steep rise since the very beginning of the year, and there's a bit of dip today, but overall, I mean, it's it's phenomenal. And what is driving this? There's a lot of money coming from mainland China through Shanghai and Shenzhen stock exchanges, because there's this program called Stock Connect, which allows mainland investors to invest into Hong Kong with a daily limit. So you can see that's in Chinese, but this is the way that the money has been flowing, and you can see that the in the recent 2 to 3 weeks, there's this crazy amount of money that's been flowing into Hong Kong, and this chart shows you the weekly flow in 100 million yuan per unit. So you will see that almost 160, 170 billion yuan have flown into Hong Kong stock market. Of course, that has pushed stock prices up quite a bit. And so the leading tech stocks, you look at Tencent. So very interesting. The stock ticker is 700, and the stock price has reached 700 as well. And you look at the growth for the last few days, it just doesn't stop. And another star buy of Chinese tech stocks is Meituan, the company which runs food delivery as well as many other services. And its stock price has also started surging since January. Look at this, last few days. Yeah, so people are saying that what is really going on, and I've read through a few news reports. So South China Morning Post obviously does quite a bit of coverage for that. There's a lot of saying that investors in China are quite bullish about Hong Kong market, but honestly, I don't really believe that this is a spontaneous effort done by multiple investors and all acting on their best interest. I think this is something well coordinated, and all this money flowing into Hong Kong at the same time, and every day reaching the upper limit of the settlement limit that's imposed on Stock Connect program. So there are different theories, but one theory is that for a long time, the pricing power of the best tech companies in China are not within the control of Chinese funds. So basically, US funds could easily manipulate the price of the best companies like Alibaba, Tencent, Meituan, etc. They are all listed in Hong Kong. And many of the stocks that are listed in US are going to Hong Kong as well. So, and also, I mean, you probably know that the last few years, certain things happen in Hong Kong, which make the place a little bit sensitive, but also strategically more important. So that's a theory, but also another factor is that compared to the stocks listed in mainland, and Hong Kong stocks are still relatively cheap, and in terms of valuation, even compared to US stocks, it's still relatively cheap. So for all this money to fly to Hong Kong, it also makes sense for them. Whether this will continue, I don't know, but for now, enjoy the party while it lasts.
Very, very
I'm done.
interesting. Very, very interesting pointers that you make. Like you said that because Hong Kong stock market is relatively cheaper compared to the US price, which is actually, I believe that's true. And then, but then, like you said, that there's a lot of like companies that are listed in US, they trying to go to Hong Kong stock market. Why is this happening? Because you said that it's cheaper, but why do they want to go there?
I think first, of course, you look at what happened last year when Trump was still in power, And there were many incidents. I mean, TikTok was almost banned. Of course, that was not the stock market, but certain Chinese stocks were almost delisted, and some of them were dislisted and then listed back and delisted. That's hugely disruptive to the companies and to their normal operations. And of course, I think from the Chinese government point of view, they want the best companies to have a safe harbor that they're not subject to potential U.S. Government intervention and sanctions. So I think that's one of the key reasons. And also, of course, I mean, when the government supports and these companies, they also need to show that they're patriotic, right? So it's a situation that both of them are pushing together.
Interesting. So I probably this is also because like the Chinese government also canceled the Exodus for this year again, for the Chinese New Year. So probably like they won't give like the Hong Kong a lot. So they probably better to just invest this money to Hong Kong. I don't know, but probably that's true.
I think this year, I mean, Exodus, okay. I think this year things will be very interesting because lots of people can't go back to their hometown for New Year, and people are talking about sort of a consumption because people buy lots of gifts and people sort of spend a lot on travel, on etc. etc. But this year, if people are staying where they are, and that might change the consumption pattern. But I do believe that a certain segment of the society or certain segment of the tech companies will benefit from that.
Interesting. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Jianggan, for this very quick and insightful in like like news about Hong Kong stock market.
Thanks, Lynette. Buy some stocks, yeah.
I will. So thank you everyone
Bye-bye.
for watching this. Like if you like this, please click like and then also share this video and then stay tuned for more. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.